Microsoft has gone ahead and released two Surface devices as of the upload of this video, both targeting students with rather high budgets. Not all students have tons of money to stash on these devices, so there has to be a cheaper alternative. Here is a device that is a few years old, one that has held up nicely. Introducing the Microsoft Surface RT. Should you still buy it in 2017? I'd like to start off by saying that I got this device for about $86 brand new on Amazon last year during a sale. With the type cover attachment, it's only another $30. This is a lot less than what you would pay for a current generation device, but it does come with many compromises. More on that soon. The exterior design consists of magnesium all throughout. It is very sturdy from every corner, as back then it was built to be a premium device. The front consists of the 10.6-inch 1366 by 768 resolution display, as well as a Windows button for landing back on the Windows menu from anywhere, and vibrates when you place your finger on it. Back consists of a magnesium construction that is very sturdy, but still a fingerprint magnet. There's also the kickstand and the 5-megapixel 720p rear-facing camera. On the right, there's a speaker grill, a micro HDMI port, a USB 2.0 port, and a magnetic charging port. On the left, there's another speaker grill, an audio jack, and a volume rocker. There's also a sleep-wake button on the top, and under the kickstand you will find a micro SD card slot, which allows for expandability beyond just the USB 2.0 port. The kickstand only has one position, and cannot be readjusted, contrary from newer Surface devices. Nonetheless, the kickstand is still very sturdy and reliable. This machine features a 1366 by 768 resolution display that is surprisingly nice to look at. Colors do pop on this display, making constant consumption a nice experience. The keyboard attachment comes separately and attaches very easily from the bottom. I chose the type cover for $30 instead of the keyboard cover for $100. The keys don't have any travel, just respond to touch. It's fine for typing, not really the most comfortable thing to use, while the trackpad falls under similar territory. The trackpad offers pretty good tracking, though the size is pretty underwhelming. Nonetheless, I'm satisfied with this purchase. The front-facing camera is pretty decent and honestly looks pretty good for Skype calls and video chatting, though it's still a bit grainy. The 5-megapixel rear-facing camera is pretty grainy, and while indoors it performed pretty badly, outdoors it does perform a little better, though I'm not recommending that you use a tablet to take pictures or video anyway. This was just a test. The speakers are side-firing and are very quiet. To put it simply, it sounds as if someone is blasting music at lower volumes from the other room. Listen. The Surface RT features an NVIDIA Tegra 3 processor, which is a quad-core CPU, 2GB of RAM, and 64GB of SSD storage. Simple tasks are easily handled by the Surface RT. Web browsing, despite the fact that you can only use Internet Explorer, is fairly smooth, though probably not as user-friendly as Google Chrome or even Microsoft Edge. This being the RT model, it comes with the Office suite pre-installed. Working on any sort of documents is not an issue, even if you're working on a spreadsheet in Excel or presentation in PowerPoint. Overall, it's a fair user experience. Performance in games is just okay for the most part, while the Surface RT handles Sonic Dash just fine, though you'll probably notice some lag occasionally. Games like Modern Combat 5, I know, of all things, actually stutter a fair bit, but I won't hold it against it considering its very low cost. Plus, you can plug in a mouse and have some fun with it. So I have heard of people installing Windows 10 Home onto their Surface RT with a fresh install, but I probably wouldn't recommend that because this much older tablet hardware will not handle Windows 10 very well. I've also heard of people somehow installing Android on this tablet, and it supposedly improves performance. But that's just a possibility if you don't feel comfortable with Windows 8 RT. I, however, will talk about my experience using this OS. This being the RT version of Windows, you are very limited in what you can do. You can only download applications from the Windows Store, which for me isn't a problem since it lets you download Netflix, Twitter, Skype, Facebook, and some more apps that you might find useful. All of these run very well on this device, by the way, and though many will nag on the only browser available being Internet Explorer, it's honestly not that bad. It performs just as I'd expect it to on a low-power machine, and is surprisingly intuitive. It works pretty well from my experience. Even if I'm streaming YouTube, I've easily been able to get used to this keyboard and trackpad combo, and as always, the addition of a touchscreen is always a plus with smooth swiping across the UI. Nevertheless, this tablet still has its flaws. The backplate is a fingerprint magnet and gets pretty dirty easily. While I don't care that much, others may want to get a case for it if they don't mind the extra bulk. I really would have preferred this micro SD card slot to be a full SD card slot, as it would make it easier to purchase lower cost SD cards for expansion. The Windows Store is still very limited. It's really sad that this is still a problem in Windows devices. And lastly, the speakers are just bad. You'll enjoy a streaming experience with headphones on and probably dislike it without them. Here we've made our way to the conclusion. The Microsoft Surface RT is a formidable machine that still feels premium for a very low cost. I bought this tablet brand new from Amazon last year for only $86 and it still held up very well. As long as you can get it for $100, probably $150 at the most, I consider this to be a very good purchase. Now, this isn't even close to what my Razer Blade 14 2015 is, and delivers, but it's been very solid, with its great battery life and just awesome for work in Microsoft Office, which again is included, and even streaming media. It gets a solid recommendation from me, as long as you can get it for the right price. For more content, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and to stay updated when a new video comes out, make sure to click on that bell and enable notifications. For links to everything featured in this video, expect to find those in the description, as well as some suggestions for what to watch next. This has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Thank you for watching, and I will be seeing you all later. Enjoy!